It's time to target the Patriots' weakness. That's exactly what I want to do on today's show. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Allie Barefoot. If you guys have not figured out already, the weakness, at least in my opinion, for the Patriots is the left tackle position. So I want to break down some top targets for that left tackle area because, look, Chuck's been doing great. I love Okorafor, but he's not a long-term position filler. In my reality, he kind of can just do this season at best. I do think Kaden Wallace, Layden Robinson, they drafted them for a reason. They could have an opportunity on the left side, but look, I want to win right now. Maybe not a Super Bowl, but I definitely want to win more than 4 games. So I'm going to break down 2 free agent left tackle targets, and then I'm going to break down 2 trade left tackle targets that I think Patriots fans could be okay with. But first things first, I'm going to ask you one quick favor before I hop into that. Go on ahead, go to Twitter or X, I refuse to call it X, and go on ahead and follow me at AR Barefoot for the latest Patriots news and rumors. If the Patriots make a move, I'm probably going to tweet about it first, then I'm going to hop on and make a video. Plus, I am also the host of Celtics Today by Chat Sports here, so I'm pretty much like Boston Barefoot. If you want the latest NFL, NBA memes, I got you covered, and Patriots and Celtics content. So if you're one of those Patriots fans that also happens to love the Celtics, well, then I'm your girl. All right, let's jump in to see what Jerod Mayo had to say about possibly adding some left tackle talent to the Patriots offense, saying, I think, look, we're always trying to bring in good players. Those are guys that are doing well. We'll see what happens as the roster continues to play out, but realistically, we're still really early in the process. In training camp, will reveal a lot. So let's talk about some trade targets and left tackle targets ahead of training camp. I'm going to start off here with Super Bowl champion Donovan Smith. He was a champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he was most recently crowned a champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's kind of surprising because he didn't have the best year last year, but yet he still has that hardware. But when you're looking at his frame, he's 6'6", 338 pounds. This guy is a tree trunk. His college was Penn State. The last NFL team, like I said, that he played for was the Kansas City Chiefs. But PFF had him ranked as the 61st left tackle in the NFL. So why talk about Donovan Smith to the Patriots? Well, Christopher Knox over at Bleacher Report had somewhat of an idea here of why to bring this dominant tree trunk to the Patriots. And what he had to say is Smith could help show New England what it takes to win, a.k.a. having 2 Super Bowl rings in his jewelry chest right now, and he could provide valuable protection in front of the rookie quarterback, Drake May. Now, I know everybody's talking about Drake May as if he's going to be QB1, which we don't know exactly that yet, but like they said, he'll provide some veteran experience protecting Jacoby Brissett or Drake May, but I think this will also help out in the run game as well. Stevenson and Gibson could really benefit from a guy who holds on to his block. He pushes them out. He has been doing this for Patrick Mahomes last year, and especially when they're trying to have a quick slant to Travis Kelce, he was holding his man. He was creating gaps. He was allowing his offense to flourish, which it goes hand in hand. Knowing he can do the pass block and knowing he can do the run block as well, it sounds like a win-win for me. Even Patriots host on Patriots on CLNS, Brandon Thorne, saying, I think Kaden Wallace could actually potentially move over to the left tackle. Wallace might be a better choice earlier than we may think, honestly. I know, how are we getting for Donovan Smith to Kaden Wallace? Well, because right now, Okorafor is your left tackle. They drafted Kaden Wallace, at least in my mind, with the thought they would move him over to the left side, but he's really taking right side reps right now ahead of training camp. But now, Brandon's saying, keep an eye out on Kaden, because he actually might be better at left tackle than I think. And I think that's great. I think in the future, Kaden Wallace, I'm all for it. But not this year, man. Not with a rookie in your backfield, if that happens to be the case. Not when you just extended your best offensive player in Ramondre Stevenson. Do not put a rookie on the left side. I will fume if that's the case. I want a veteran. I want a guy that has played for a championship team like Donovan Smith or some other targets I'm going to talk about here in just a moment. But it is good to know that Kaden Wallace is proving to be an okay option moving forward. And with that being said, name a free agent you want the Patriots to sign on offense. It doesn't have to be a left tackle. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Is there another person on offense that you guys want the Patriots to go ahead and pick up in free agency? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, let's talk about another guy that is actually still on the free agent market right now. We got David Bakhtiari. the former left tackle for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, which, as we know, Aaron Rodgers now with the New York Jets. I'm going to be honest, I'm extremely surprised this man is still on the free agent market. This is the guy that I have seen protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side for years when I'm watching in the NFL. But unfortunately, the injury bug got him, which is why I think there's not as many teams knocking on his door and asking him to come over. And I understand that's going to make you kind of hesitate a little bit, especially when you're looking at the games that he has missed. I mean, 2023, he missed 16 games. The Patriots already dealt with their own injuries last year. 2022, 6 games. 16 again in 2021, 4 in 2020. I don't know the last time this man played a full year. And when you're looking at a guy like Bakhtiari, you're going to be looking at a plug-and-play guy, a guy you want to start immediately. Maybe that's where Okorafor can drop to the second place in that depth chart, just so you know when Bakhtiari does go down, Okorafor can then take his role over again at left tackle. But when you look at it as a whole, only playing 13 games in 3 seasons, oh, that's exhausting. That is just an exhausting stat to look at. It looks like you're just signing him up with the medical team right away. And that's what's tough. I do think he's a phenomenal left tackle, and that's why teams will probably gamble on this player, is because if he is healthy, he's phenomenal. When you look at what he has done, 19 pressures allowed with his quarterback and 835 pass blocking snaps. Holy shit. That is why teams call him. But you got to take that chance. Do you want this kid that has been completely injured for the last 4 years, has not played a full season, or do you want a good left tackle? It's just kind of a gamble at this point. So I'm going to ask you guys. Yes, I would be open to signing David Bakhtiari. If I saw the signing happen tomorrow, I'd be like, damn, we're really like making some moves. But then I'm going to have in the back of my mind saying, well, how many games do we have him for? So should the Patriots roll the dice on David Bakhtiari? Go on ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Type Y for yes, type in for no. And we're about halfway through the video right now. We're done with the free agent targets. Now I want to hop into the fun stuff, talking about trades for some actually good left tackles that are producing right now for their NFL team. But if you guys are still watching, go ahead and comment on my latest tweet. Give you a hint, it'll be a link to this video. Comment down below, go Patriots, so I know who's a real one watching with me right now and following me on X. Let's talk about Cam Robinson, the Jaguar. And that would be our first trade target that I want to discuss here, because I think Cam Robinson is a pretty fine, good left tackle. Not to mention, he's entering into his final season of a 3-year, $55 million contract. This is one of those scenarios where he does have actually a very good quarterback. He's got a pretty good running back, but I just don't think the offense is really working right now in Jacksonville. They're kind of in that similar situation of they're trying to plug and play. They're figuring out who works where, and maybe that's why I think the Jaguars could be open to possibly talking about a trade so they could use more options to start that possible rebuilding structure, just because they plummeted last year. But I do have to mention, when you got a player like Cam Robinson as well, you got to go back to Bakhtiari, and he does have injuries. So that is kind of the downside. But injuries are a dime a dozen in the NFL. My goodness, he only played 9 games in 2023. When you're looking at a guy like Cam Robinson, you know his number one job is going to be protect that blind side. He does a phenomenal job in the pass and the run block, and I have seen him struggle, which comes with the territory. But I do think with this rebuilding structure, once again, you're not looking for the top left tackle in the NFL with what the Patriots are working with right now. You're looking for a guy who can plug and play and help them right now. If the Patriots do end up trading for Robinson, that's exactly what he will do. He'll probably take over that starting position over Okorafor, and then that will allow him to fall back into the depth chart. And now May has an experienced left tackle, because Okorafor they picked up this offseason from the Steelers because he was struggling being a swing tackle. And now you've got a guy that has protected a very mobile quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, even a pocket passer in Trevor Lawrence as well. Got a shifty running back in Jacksonville. So I think it could be a similar scheme with what you could be running with here in Drake May. So my trade to you guys is, would you accept Cam Robinson as the offensive tackle to come to the New England Patriots, and you would just give up a 2025 third-round pick and a 2025 fourth-round pick? If you guys like this trade, go on ahead and type A for accept, type D for decline. And honestly, I'm not sure the Jaguars would be okay with receiving this little. They might end up asking for a little bit more here, maybe even a 2026 pick. We're going to have to wait and see. I don't think they'll ask for any players, though, which would be pretty good. I know they're kind of on the fence now of whether or not to keep Cam Robinson around in Jacksonville or to get rid of him. So if you give up some draft picks, you get a left tackle, and maybe you could form him into being a long-term left tackle or just a more experienced one-year filler until you decide to move over somebody from the right side like a Wallace or a Robinson and see how those draft picks play out. Let's talk about another trade here. The last trade target I want to talk about is Dan Moore Jr. I'm going to be honest. I talked to a lot of chat sports hosts. I'm like, hey, who's got a left tackle they want to give to the Patriots? And Jack Sperry, the host of Steelers Now, he did say, what about Dan Moore Jr.? I thought about this. Look, in Pittsburgh, they need a wide receiver. And it's doubtful that Dan Moore Jr., who's now second in the depth chart at left tackle, is very doubtful to be on the Steelers next season. So this is why I think Tomlin's going to be open to having a trade discussion with the New England Patriots. And this is my favorite stat about Moore. He has missed 2 games in his career. That is what the Patriots need. Like I said, unfortunately, you're probably not going to see Super Bowl champs 2024 for the New England Patriots. It is what it is. But you can win more than 4 games. And if you've got a left tackle that is guaranteed, damn near, to play 17 games, that is one less thing you have got to worry about with possibly a rookie in the backfield. I love that he is not on the injury list, missing only 2 games in his career. Matter of fact, he has started more than 50-plus games in his career at 25 years old. I'm 25 years old. Okay, I'm not playing more than 50 games in my career, I'll tell you that. I have a neck pain right now because I slept wrong, let alone only missing 2 games in the National Football League. I put him in competition with Okorafor because now you're not working with a starting left tackle. You're working with a reliable left tackle. Put him in competition with Okorafor, and if not, you got a guy that's going to back up another guy. And not to mention, you've got Moore Jr., who you know you can rely on. And now I'm going to bring it back to what I originally said, is that Pittsburgh needs a wide receiver. What about Juju Smith-Schuster? I know it's not your wide receiver one, but clearly he didn't work out in New England last season. He stunk, quite frankly. So if you get Dan Moore Jr. to New England, and then you get a 2025 fifth-round pick because Dan doesn't cost as much as Juju, you just got to send Juju to Pittsburgh. And that's Mike Tomlin's problem now. That kind of equals out, hey, if you're going to waive or cut Juju, might as well trade him and get something out of him. I like this trade, to be honest. No, it's not going to be a flashy left tackle. I mean, you're not going to go out and get, some amazing left tackle. I can't think of him right now. I'm just left tackled out. So here's where I'm getting. It's Tuesday. Leave me alone. Here's what I'm getting at is that you're going to get something for Juju. You don't necessarily need him. You got 12 wide receivers competing right now on the 90-man roster. So overall, this is probably my favorite trade that I have seen just so far. Nothing flashy, but it gets the job done. And my last question for you guys, should the Patriots trade for a left tackle? I know there's a few still out there in free agency, but do you guys think that even if it just costs draft picks or maybe even Juju Smith-Schuster, do you think the Patriots should trade for a left tackle? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, comment Go Patriots under my tweet. If you guys did make it this far on the video, go on ahead, give me a follow at AR Barefoot. That way you guys know anything and everything around your New England Patriots.